Hey, what is up guys, welcome back to another Guild Wars 2 PvP build guide with possibly gameplay depending on how the games go. As you know now, the ranked season is currently over, so you can only play unranked, and the unranked maps are very terrible, like, what is it, Skyhammer, Spirit Watch, like, Jesus Christ. And the good ones like Kylo and, not really Kylo, but Legacy and Forest never really show up in the rotation. But yes, PvP has still been pretty fun to play now that the meta's kind of settled down. Very popular classes: Necro, Thief, Ranger, Mesmer is kind of popular, but Alacrity nerf took a big hit to it. Ellie, haven't been seeing many Ellies around, although some good Ellies have been really like high up. And unranked, I've been seeing really high tier players now, like very familiar names. This Ranger build is a sustain build that can win duels and fights. Team fights as well is really good. So it has massive AoE healing, the ability to do quite a bit of damage, and you're a little bit tanky because of the toughness and vitality that you have. So we're running Staff and Greatsword. You can run Longbow if you do so choose to, double range, but all you gain from that is a little bit of extra damage, as Longbow 2 doesn't even really hit very hard with this barely any critical damage. Longbow 4 knockback, it's a bit useful. Greatsword also has a knockback though. The stealth for the disengage is nice, but Greatsword has a very big leap to disengage and a big burst. So yeah, they're pretty similar. One is melee, one is ranged. So you can... I just prefer to take Greatsword pretty much overall. But let's just kill this and get out of here. So let's get into the traits and we'll open up the weapon set stuff. So yep, Staff, Greatsword. On the Staff we run Accuracy and Blood to get our crit chance up to about 40%. And the Blood Sigil steals health whenever you crit. Pretty much we crit quite often because of the 40%. And it steals health, which is like 800 or 675 actually. 675 damage, I'm pretty sure. Then Greatsword we have Intel Sigil, so when we switch we can crit with more and even a Greatsword 5. Greatsword 5 first and then more. Maybe Swoop as well, if they're getting away. And then Blood as well, so that's for the health steal. Maybe that's more for the sustain. It does the same damage as a Fire Sigil, by the way, so if you're going to take Fire, just take Blood instead. They have the same cooldown, and why would you not take Blood? Air is better for damage, but we're going to take Blood for the sustain in this case. Leadership Rune for the boon duration. This is the highest boon duration rune in the game currently, and it gives you a nice bonus of 36 to all stats and a bit of a Condi clear on your elite skill every 45 seconds. This is every 48 seconds, so just think of it that your elite skill clears 2 Condis for you and all your allies as well, which is a lot stronger. And then back into the traits here. Let's see what we have going. Wilderness Survival, Beast Mastery, and Druid. Of course, Druid, we have the Condi Clear and Stun Break. That's a necessity. I was just 1v1ing some people. You don't take any glyphs, so you actually want to take Celestial Shadow for the peel. And this also grants it to nearby allies as well, so you can kind of, maybe if someone's downed, you can quickly go into avatar form, quickly go out, give them stealth, and then res them. But Ranger is really strong with resing now to search and rescue, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So yep, that's a really good disengage. It's not really used as an engage, but that's really good for peeling out of fights. And yeah, of course the Condi Clear. And then of course Ancient Seeds works very well against classes with no Condi Clear. Most Thieves just dodge out of it. Mesmers it works pretty well against. Necros as well. Guardians if they don't have their Condi Clear up. And it just immobilizes them and bleeds them. Helps your team focus down the target. In Beast Mastery we have Resounding Timber, of course, 13 seconds regen and swiftness on like whenever you activate a shout, and it reduces the cooldown. So we take 2 shouts here, Strength of the Pack, and we heal as one. Only has a 16-second cooldown, so it's like 85 to 90% uptime of swiftness and regen. And regen heals you for 260 health per tick, bit more, bit less. I haven't really counted it, and that's really good because you have permanent regen. So that's 260 health every second. Then your pet gains natural health regen and improved healing, so that pretty much this helps you tick up your astral force, so that's why we take this trait over 200 training, for example, or wilting strike. You can take 200 training, but this will help you build your astral force a lot more, because your pet will always be taking damage in the field. And then of course the quickness, 4 seconds, and 20 seconds of 3 stacks of might, which is permanent. And it's about 25% quickness uptime. You can take the taunt as well, but it's only 2 seconds. This is really a choice. One's more they're both very offensive skills. I like quickness with staff auto attack or like greatsword auto attack. But anyway, wilderness survival, we have Oak Heart Salve, so again more regen, and you take 5% reduced damage while you have regen, so just a nice 5% reduced damage boost on you. Every CC is transferred to your pet, like so most people open with like a knockback, a stun. If a thief steals on you, it'll daze your pet instead of you, so watch out for things like that. And then empathetic bond, so that's your main source of Condi Clear, apart from your astral form. So your astral form has a lot of Condi Clear with the glyphs, with the number 2 actually, sorry, and they're going into astral form itself. And apart from that, this is your main source of Condi. Then, the utilities are really important with this build. You can't really swap out anything except search and rescue. If you're doing like a 1v1 tournament or something, you can take a glyph of your choice, except this one, instead of search and rescue, because that's a very team support utility type of thing for winning your solo queue games. And even in like normal team comp games, that really helps a lot. I've been gliding around Heart of the Mist so much, it's really fun. But yeah, so we take Signet of Stone for the toughness, so we're actually up at 2,245 armor, so we're not too squishy. And we have 22k health, which is really nice. And then Guard, of course, is really good for helping your survivability, so your pet takes 50% of your damage. That's like the Mesmer thing, where you get 50% of your damage redirected to an illusion, the Illusionary Defender, I believe. And it even works on downed allies as well, so downed players have more health, and in that case, if they take 50% more damage, less damage, sorry, it's very hard for enemies to cleave them down. And this is all sorts of damage, like Condi, normal, regular power damage, everything. And gain might when your pet receives damage, so it's really good for might stacking as well. And like, if your pet gets hit 25 times in 1 second, you get 25 stacks of might. It has no like internal cooldown. This lasts 6 seconds, and again it's a shout, so it has a low cooldown. I actually have 4 shouts, so that's really good. This is all after the reworked buff shouts. So Search and Rescue is really strong. If an ally goes down, you teleport them to you, and you start reviving. Your pet starts reviving them. So it's an automatic res pretty much on any ally that goes down. Just pop away, like dodge back out of like the focus, and really you can res anyone up. It's pretty similar to the Chrono Bunker Mesmer. Hopefully one of these like guys goes down. None of them probably will. No one's that bad. But it also has a pretty low cooldown, and it gives you a lot of regen and swiftness. That's like 22 seconds, plus you pop your heal skill, you have like 40 seconds of regen. Strength of the Pack, just a big boon city build. Watch out when you're 1v1ing a Necro, but I still would take this one 1v1ing a Necro. Yeah, regen heals you for 271, 266. So that's good there. Strength of the Pack, Fury, Stability, and Swiftness. It also gives you regen and swiftness because of the trait, but mainly for the stability, and it's really nice for a bit of a damage boost as well. It also is really great for might stacking, so every time you or your pet strike, you give might to each other, and then this copies the might from your pet over to yourself. So you pop Strength of the Pack, your F2 on your pet, and a little bit of staff auto attack. And look, we're already up at like 25 might instantaneously. 24, sorry. But yeah, you get the point. So that's why it's pretty strong for that reason. And might increases your damage by a lot. So it helps with dueling. Try and open with that combo. And that's pretty much the build here. You can't really swap anything out utility wise. You can swap out Greatsword for Longbow though. And maybe swap out a few sigils if you want to. Leadership Rune's pretty necessary. Helps a lot in team fights. Staff is necessary. Swap out these traits, but that's that. I'll show gameplay here if possible, but if not, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.